Namaste. My name is Neelima. Welcome to Reflections Along the Way podcast, where you will be listening to reflections from experiences and learnings along my life's journey. For you to get into a regular, sustained practice of meditation, there are several steps that are recommended. To start with, we need to choose a special room or a space which is quiet for our meditation and prayers. So many seekers, especially who are in crowded cities, find it difficult to find a quiet time to meditate. So the solution recommended is to choose a time such as early in the morning when the noisy places are silent and peaceful. But also remember that the absolute quiet cannot be found anywhere outside. It has to be within ourselves, not in the environment. Next, wherever we choose as the space for meditation, set up an altar with your chosen image of the Lord in front of the meditation seat. Set it up in such a way that the feet of the Lord are in level with the vision of your eyes. If you do not connect with any particular deity, then you can choose not to use the image of the Lord. Instead, you can place an image of Om in front of your meditation seat. You can choose to light a candle, have flowers, have incense, and whatever other decorations that help to tell your sense organs that the mind is about to withdraw from the world of objects and enter into contemplation. Now, for the seat of meditation, place a flat cushion or a blanket folded on the floor in front of the altar. If you have a problem to sit with legs folded on the floor, then you can choose to sit on a chair. But make sure you sit with your back straight and your back is not supported by the back of the chair. With your spine erect, slightly bending forward, place your left hand on your left thigh and your right hand, which is holding a japa mala, near the right knee. Look at the image of the Lord or the Om symbol and take it in with love. Then gently close your eyes, looking nowhere in particular. After that, you start the thought massage to relax the body. With your mind, slowly scan the various muscles of the body, starting from the head to the toes. Let the mind inspect all the muscles, release all the stress and stiffness in the muscles. And then when this thought massage is complete, you've successfully withdrawn from the disturbances of the body. Now the next source of disturbance is mind, in which all the thoughts and desires and agitations of the day rise up. Let them rise spontaneously. Let them rise and let them exhaust themselves. Do not suppress them forcefully. Let them express themselves and then pass away. As you are doing that, as you are letting the thoughts just express and pass, do not initiate fresh thoughts or attach to any thought that is being expressed. As these thoughts are passing by, then with the intellect, just be a witness of all these thoughts that are rising and passing by. The intellect is just watching the thoughts without being attached to them or identifying with them. So this process, which is called thought parade, it's like the intellect is a commanding officer in an army parade where he's watching all the thoughts without identifying with any thought parading before him. So by this process, all the thoughts in the mind subside, even if it is temporary, and the mind becomes ready for japa. Now start to chant the chosen mantra in the mind as you visualize the symbol on the altar, invoking feelings of surrender and love. To keep the mind fixed on the mantra, turn the beads in the japamala with each chant. The Hindu japamala consists of 108 beads which are strung together on a cord with a small space between each bead. And there's also another bead called meru, which is like a locket on this japamala. So with your right hand, find the meru as you turn the beads. Repeat the mantra and start immediately right after the meru. Turn a bead with every repetition of the mantra. While turning, do it with your middle finger and thumb always toward you and keep the index finger apart. The index finger is not used while doing japa because it represents duality. The index finger is the finger that we use to point the otherness of things, to accuse others, to threaten others. That is why the index finger is not used while rotating the beads. When you have repeated the mantra for 108 times, you reach the meru. Once you reach it, do not cross it. Just turn the beads around and start the next mala of japa on the bead that we turned. So as long as the mind is chanting the mantra, the turning of the beads continues. If the mind strays away from the mantra, then the movement of the mala or the turning of the beads also stops. This gives an alert signal to the mind, bringing the mind's attention back to the chant. After you've chanted the mantra for some time, just stop it suddenly. But that stop should come from within you. If you find that difficult and if your mind is still distracted, then do the chanting loudly and keep on chanting it loudly and loudly. And once it is loud enough, slowly start reducing the volume until it becomes a mere whisper. Then slowly allow that whisper of your mantra to move into a thoughtless state, even if it's for a split second. Hold on to that as long as you can. As soon as any thought arises, then go back to chanting and try to go into thoughtless state again. So in one sitting, try to repeat this as many as 3 times. But remember not to force or strain the mind to do more when it is not ready. If you try to force the silence or if you try to force the mind to do something it's not ready, then you're going to create suppressions and that will hamper progress in the spiritual path. So this way, train the mind to go into this silence where it becomes re-energized, revitalized, and can bring forth new ideals, new creative ideas, new solutions. And at these moments, then mind can reach out to profound and subtle thoughts which are not ordinarily very easy to grasp. So if we were to kind of go through the steps again, one is the meditation seat, where you're arranging the space you're arranging your seat at and where you're going to be sitting. The next is the posture. Next is contemplating the symbol of the divine. Next is thought massage to stop any disturbances physically. Next is thought parade to stop the disturbances of the mind. Next is chanting by the mind to bring single-pointed focus on one thought. And the last one is thoughtless state. Some people prefer to do this meditation in the morning hours. Some prefer to do in night hours. Some prefer to do it under the sky. Some prefer to do it indoors. Although all these external factors have nothing to do with the practice of meditation, but these do help psychologically in the initial attempts that the students make to practice meditation. And that's why the scriptures also encourage them. And also while starting the practice of meditation, do it in a systematic way. So you experiment with the time and the place of meditation that suits you, and after a few trial and error methods, when you figured out the place and time, in the beginning just sit down for 10 minutes and then increase the time as you get more and more comfortable with that initial time. In the process of meditation, the importance of chanting, japa, and the mantra was specified in that context. So, mantra is nothing but a word symbol expressing a view of God and the universe. There are several mantras that you can choose from for your own practice, like from Vedas, such as Tattvam Asi, Aham Brahmasmi, Ayam Atma Brahma, Shivoham Shivoham, Tadeva Satyam Tad Brahma, Anandoham Anandoham. Mantras from Puranas, such as Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Shri Rama Jaya Rama Jaya Jaya Rama, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Shri Shanmukhaya Namaha, Om Shri Ramachandraya Namaha, etc. You can choose a mantra based on whoever is your Ishta Devata. Or, as specified before, if you cannot connect to Ishta Devata with form, you can choose Om. Thank you for listening to today's reflections. If you would like to connect with me, please visit bluishmuse.com. Until next time, Namaste.